Social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective.
Okay, guys, I want to try something different today. Today, I want to talk about Tiffany Henyard and Kamala Harris. I just want to take a moment to reflect on something that reveals, in my opinion, a leader's true character, not just how they govern in victory. Y'all all know where I'm going, but how they handle defeat.
The people here, as it relates to being able to get my voice heard. My voice will be heard, like you guys get the same respect.
Finish responding, please. But you have to let me finish.
Recently, we had the two high-profile women, Vice President Kamala Harris running for president, and we had, of course, Tiffany Henyard running for mayor. Both faced election defeats. And while neither of them walked away with the outcome they desired, their responses is what I want to focus on today. Their response in defeat tells us, I believe, a lot about who they are and what kind of person they are. So let's go and talk about it.
I will follow the law, and it's a law that Donald Trump actually followed.
Y'all know I'm a fighter. Y'all know that I'm going to fight to the bitter end, that I've done nothing but great things once again, and I'm going to keep saying that.
Let's start with Kamala Harris. While many of us definitely don't agree with her policies and her politics, we can at least acknowledge that she handled that loss with a little bit of honor. Now, she could have done better, of course, by recognizing her supporters the evening of and speaking to them the evening of, and I think that was definitely subject to some discussion. And so she did skip out on the supporters and all that stuff on that night at the watch party. But within just a few days, with less than 48 hours, she did, in fact, address every one of the leaders. And I think that's what she should have done. She addressed all of her supporters. That's what leaders should do. And all those people that supported her, all those people that backed her, at least got something from her, at least heard some level of concession, support, encouragement, all that kind of stuff there. Of course, and then she did acknowledge Trump, of course, and she's made some kind of path to move forward. And whether you like her or not, at least that's something that we can agree and say, at least she did try to handle this with a level of class, a little bit of decorum, and all that kind of stuff like that, which I think is good. Now, let's look at Tiffany. It's been almost 4 days since she lost to Jason House. And let's just tell her what it is. She got shellacked by Jason House and Team Clean House 2025. And at this moment, we still have not heard anything back from Tiffany. Nothing to discuss about this topic of her losing to Jason. Nothing. She's put up some cryptic messages on her Facebook page, but nothing really to her supporters. Because remember, in her mind, she had a huge base. She had a gigantic base that just loved her. They come out in drones, all that kind of stuff. But none of that, where's your speech and your direction and talking to them? And of course, we saw that, I think we all can agree, she really doesn't have that kind of base. She really doesn't have that support. The audience and the community really are not for her like she projected. But I digress. They've had no speech. There's been no statement to his supporters, no statement to the fundraisers or anything like that. Nothing to the 4 people on her slate. Nothing to the caterer and that poor little DJ that was at her party. Nothing public, at least. And there's been no acknowledgement to Jason House that we know of, just silence and really bad Facebook posts and memes. Leadership is not just about basking in the sunlight and basking in the limelight when everything goes exactly like you want it to go and you collect that W. It's about facing the tough situations and the tough moments, like losing and having to stand up and say, I lost. I ran a bad campaign. I did not do my best work, so on and so forth. Now, I believe that both Kamala and Henyard could learn from this, but we don't even know what Henyard's even learned. So whether you agree with Kamala or not, it's not really my argument that I'm trying to make here today. At least we can say that she did at least had some level of dignity. She did address her loss. She looked at it face on. She acknowledged it. Later on, she's actually the president of the Senate when they're doing the official count, and she acknowledges that Trump is the president. That's the least, the bare minimum that we should expect from our public officials. Tiffany Henyard, on the other hand, has shown absolutely, positively what leaders are not supposed to do when they are rooted and they're grounded in their own self-interest. And I think even the hashtag I stand with Tiff kind of denotes that. Like, you don't stand for Dalton. You're not standing for Dalton. You stand for Tiff, not for Dalton. And it became very clear now. And now that she hasn't said anything, I think that's really not only clear, it's crystal clear. Now, because if you can't even face your own supporters after a loss, what were you really going to be doing when you became a leader? When you led these people, were you going to lead them better? And I think we've seen this really, let's just tell the truth. We've seen it in her mayoral as well as her superintendent leadership style. That's really about her. And I think this loss only just exacerbates that truth. True leadership, most of us will agree, true leadership isn't just about winning. It is about handling the tough moments like losing and not coming out with the W, not getting everything that you wanted, and so on and so forth, and tough times like that. And on the front, one of these women at least has shown a level of respect for the process, while the other one, I don't know what she's learned. I don't know if she actually learned anything. If she's gotten anything from this moment, this loss, this pretty demonstrative loss. I don't know if Tiffany's learned anything from it. What do you think? Down in the comments, let me know. Feel free to give me your 2 cents. Do you think both of them are in the same boat, or do you think one of them at least demonstrated a level of finesse, a level of decorum that at least you can respect? Let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much for supporting. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.